In the heart of Southeast Asia lies an archipelago often underestimated on the global stage. The Philippines, with its rich culture, natural beauty, and strategic location, has been a focal point of geopolitical interests for centuries. Yet beneath its scenic landscapes and vibrant cities there exists a secret that could alter the balance of power in the region: Project Agila. This story delves into the depths of the Philippine jungles, revealing a hidden arsenal that has been meticulously developed over decades. Project Agila is not just a myth or the result of overactive imaginations. It's a testament to the nation's resolve to protect its sovereignty in an increasingly volatile world. The seeds of Project Agila were sown in the 1970s, during the tumultuous period of martial law under President Ferdinand Marcos. While the country grappled with internal unrest, the government was also acutely aware of external threats. The Philippines, situated at a crossroads of major sea routes and in close proximity to superpowers like China and the United States, recognized the need for a robust defense system that could safeguard its interests without drawing too much attention. Initially, the project was little more than a series of clandestine meetings among military strategists, scientists, and government officials. The idea was to create a facility that could operate in complete secrecy, away from prying eyes, where the nation's brightest minds could work on developing advanced military technologies. The location had to be remote yet accessible, secure yet not conspicuous. The perfect site was found deep within the mountainous forests of Luzon, where natural barriers and indigenous tribes provided the ideal cover for such an operation. The tribes, known for their fierce loyalty to the land and their warrior heritage, were brought into the fold, sworn to secrecy under the threat of severe consequences. In return, they were promised protection and economic support from the government. Construction of the facility began in the late 1970s, under the code name Agila, symbolizing the national bird, the Philippine eagle, a creature of strength, vision, and agility. The project was funded through a combination of government resources, foreign aid siphoned through various channels, and private contributions from wealthy benefactors who believed in the nation's defense. The construction of the Agila facility was a monumental task, requiring years of planning, labor, and secrecy. The site was designed to be self-sustaining, with underground bunkers, laboratories, and command centers all built into the natural landscape. The above-ground structures were camouflaged to blend in with the jungle, while subterranean tunnels connected various sections of the facility, allowing for the discreet movement of personnel and materials. Only a handful of individuals knew the true extent of the project. Engineers and workers were brought in from various parts of the country, often under the guise of other government projects. To ensure secrecy, these workers were rotated frequently and sworn to confidentiality. Many of them believed they were working on a hydroelectric plant or a military training facility, unaware of the true nature of Project Agila. Inside the facility, the Philippines' best scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, developing technologies that were ahead of their time. They focused on creating systems that could operate in the unique geographical and geopolitical environment of the Philippines. The country's vulnerability to typhoons, earthquakes, and other natural disasters was taken into account with the aim of making the facility resilient and its operations foolproof. By the mid-1980s, the basic infrastructure of Agila was complete. It housed laboratories equipped with cutting-edge technology, workshops for the assembly and testing of weapons, and living quarters for the personnel stationed there. The facility operated under a strict protocol, with multiple layers of security, both technological and human. As the facility became fully operational, the focus shifted to the development of the weapons that would form the core of the Philippines' hidden arsenal. The first priority was maritime defense. The Philippines, with its extensive coastline and numerous islands, needed to protect its territorial waters from potential aggressors. The scientists at Agila began working on a series of stealth drones, specifically designed for the country's maritime environment. These drones were equipped with advanced surveillance systems, allowing them to patrol the seas undetected. They could operate in all weather conditions, with the ability to fly low and avoid radar detection. These drones were designed not only to gather intelligence but also to deliver precision strikes if necessary. The next major project was the development of hypersonic missiles. These weapons, capable of traveling at speeds greater than 5 times the speed of sound, were seen as a game-changer in modern warfare. The Philippines' goal was to develop a missile system that could strike any target within Southeast Asia in a matter of minutes, giving the country a significant strategic advantage. The development of hypersonic missiles was a complex and dangerous endeavor. It required extensive research into materials science, propulsion systems, and guidance technology. The scientists at Agila faced numerous challenges, from the extreme heat generated by the missiles during flight to the need for precise targeting systems. Despite these difficulties, they made significant progress, producing prototypes that were tested in remote areas of the archipelago. Perhaps the most ambitious project at Agila was the development of a laser defense system. Inspired by the Strategic Defense Initiative of the United States, commonly known as Star Wars, the Philippine version was designed to defend the nation against both aerial and naval threats. The system used high-energy lasers to target and destroy incoming missiles, aircraft, or even small boats. It was a defensive weapon that could provide a near-impenetrable shield around the country's most critical assets. The laser defense system was shrouded in secrecy, with only a select few individuals even aware of its existence. Testing was conducted under the cover of routine military exercises, with the results carefully guarded. The system's capabilities were never fully revealed, but those in the know believed it to be one of the most advanced in the world. While Project Agila achieved remarkable successes, it was not without its challenges. The 1986 People Power Revolution, which led to the ousting of President Marcos, brought about a period of uncertainty for the project. The new government, under President Corazon Aquino, was initially unaware of the full extent of Agila and its significance. There were debates within the new administration about whether to continue the project, given its association with the previous regime and the substantial resources it required. Some argued that the Philippines, facing economic difficulties and social unrest, could not afford to maintain such an expensive and secretive program. However, key military officials, aware of the strategic importance of Agila, lobbied for its continuation. They argued that the project was vital for the country's defense, especially in light of the growing tensions in the South China Sea. President Aquino, recognizing the potential risks of abandoning the project, ultimately decided to maintain it, albeit with increased oversight and reduced funding. The reduction in funding slowed the progress of several initiatives within Agila. Some projects had to be shelved, and others were scaled back. The laser defense system, in particular, faced significant delays, as the materials and technology needed for its completion were expensive and difficult to procure. Moreover, the secrecy surrounding Agila became harder to maintain as more people became aware of its existence. Leaks and rumors began to surface, prompting the government to take additional measures to secure the facility. Disinformation campaigns were launched to confuse foreign intelligence agencies, and the indigenous tribes were further integrated into the project's security network, acting as the first line of defense against any potential intruders. As the 21st century dawned, the geopolitical landscape in Southeast Asia began to shift. The rise of China as a global power and its assertive claims over the South China Sea put the Philippines in a precarious position. The disputed territories, rich in resources and strategically important, became a flashpoint for tensions between China and its neighbors. The Philippines, though a smaller nation, found itself at the center of this conflict. The government, aware of the increasing threat from its northern neighbor, began to revisit Project Agila with renewed urgency. The facility, which had been quietly operating in the background for decades, was once again thrust into the spotlight. Under the administration of President Rodrigo Duterte, there was a renewed focus on enhancing the country's military capabilities. Project Agila received a significant boost in funding, and new technologies were introduced. The facility was upgraded with the latest in cybersecurity measures, and new research was initiated into areas such as artificial intelligence, cyber warfare, and space-based defense systems. One of the most significant developments during this period was the completion of the hypersonic missile program. The missiles, now fully operational, were integrated into the country's defense strategy. Deployed in secret locations across the archipelago, they provided the Philippines with a powerful deterrent against any potential aggressors. The laser defense system, which had faced numerous delays, was also finally completed. The system was tested in a series of exercises that were closely monitored by the military leadership. The results were promising, with the lasers successfully intercepting and destroying a range of targets, including drones, missiles, and small boats. Despite these advancements, the government remained cautious about revealing the full extent of Project Agila's capabilities. The facility continued to operate under a veil of secrecy, with only a select few in the military and government aware of its true power. The indigenous tribes who had guarded the project for decades continued to play a vital role in its security, ensuring that the secrets of Agila remained hidden from the world. The country, often perceived as a smaller player in the grand chessboard of global politics, now holds a hidden ace in the form of Project Agila. This secret arsenal not only boosts the Philippines' defensive capabilities but also alters the regional balance of power. The existence of such advanced technology within the archipelago makes the Philippines a formidable force, one that could challenge any adversary underestimating its strength. The strategic importance of the Philippines cannot be overstated. With the South China Sea being a critical maritime route for global trade and military movements, any conflict in this region has far-reaching implications. The hidden weapons of Project Agila serve as a silent deterrent, a warning to those who might consider encroaching upon the nation's territorial waters or testing its sovereignty. Internationally, the existence of Project Agila, though still largely speculative in foreign intelligence circles, has sparked concerns. The United States, a long-standing ally of the Philippines, has taken a keen interest in the developments at Agila. While the two nations have a mutual defense treaty, the U.S. is aware that the Philippines, armed with such advanced technology, could act independently in times of crisis. This independence could either strengthen the alliance or create tensions, depending on the geopolitical climate. China, on the other hand, views the potential existence of Project Agila with a mix of skepticism and concern. While Beijing has been assertive in its claims over the South China Sea, the possibility that the Philippines possesses advanced hypersonic missiles and a laser defense system introduces a significant variable into their strategic calculations. The Chinese military, known for its rapid modernization and expansion, now faces a potential rival that, while smaller in size, could inflict significant damage in the event of a conflict. The presence of Project Agila also complicates diplomatic relations. Neighboring countries such as Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia have long been concerned about Chinese expansionism in the region. The possibility of the Philippines having a secret arsenal could either encourage these nations to bolster their own defenses or seek closer ties with Manila. On the flip side, it could also lead to an arms race in Southeast Asia, as nations seek to match or counterbalance the perceived threat posed by Project Agila. Beyond the immediate region, global powers like Russia, Japan, and the European Union are closely monitoring the situation. The potential for a new player in the arms race, especially one with such advanced technology, could have ripple effects across the globe. Arms manufacturers, defense analysts, and geopolitical strategists are all paying close attention, speculating on how the revelation of Project Agila might influence global military dynamics. As the Philippines continues to navigate the complex waters of international relations, the future of Project Agila remains uncertain. While the facility has provided the nation with a significant strategic advantage, it also represents a considerable risk. The secrecy surrounding the project is both its greatest strength and its most significant vulnerability. Should the existence of Agila and its capabilities become public knowledge, it could provoke a strong reaction from both allies and adversaries. The Philippine government faces a delicate balancing act. On one hand, it must maintain the secrecy and security of Project Agila to ensure its effectiveness as a deterrent. On the other hand, it must also consider the potential diplomatic fallout should the project be exposed. Transparency and trust are crucial in international relations, and the revelation of a secret weapons program could strain ties with key allies and partners. There's also the question of technological advancement. The world of military technology is constantly evolving, and what is cutting edge today may be obsolete tomorrow. The scientists and engineers at Agila are well aware of this, and are continuously working on new innovations to keep the facility at the forefront of military research. Artificial intelligence, cyber warfare, quantum computing, and space-based weaponry are all areas of interest for the future of Project Agila. However, these advancements come at a cost. Maintaining such a facility and developing new technologies requires substantial financial resources, and the Philippines, while growing economically, still faces challenges in balancing defense spending with other national priorities. There are also ethical and moral considerations to take into account. The development of advanced weaponry raises questions about the potential consequences of their use, both for the nation and for the world. As we close this chapter on the secret arsenal of the Philippines, one thing is clear: the nation's resolve to protect its sovereignty and its people is unwavering. Project Agila, shrouded in mystery and hidden deep within the heart of the archipelago, is a testament to the Philippines' commitment to staying ahead of potential threats. But the story doesn't end here. As global tensions continue to rise and the balance of power shifts, the question remains: how will this hidden strength shape the future of not just the Philippines, but the entire region? Stay tuned to Twisted Faith as we continue to explore the untold stories, the hidden truths, and the strategic secrets that shape our world.